Alright, I think we're live. That was weird. That took an abnormal amount of time for that to start. I think we're good. Putting Crocs, yeah, we're back. Too darn hot outside. Before I went live, it was 97, and I don't even think we're at the hottest part. Usually, like 3, 4 o'clock is the hottest part by the time like the ground heats up. So it's just, I mean, today I think like 90, 91 or something. Tomorrow's supposed to be 97, 98. Tomorrow will probably be 105, 110 degrees in the garage, and then it'll be around the same temperature as it is today on Wednesday. So again, if it's pushing 95, 100 degrees in there, like I can put up with like higher 80s. It's just not worth it. I play enough golf. I played 7 days in a row. It was honestly, I don't remember. I don't think I played. Last Sunday was Father's Day. I don't think I played then, but I think I did a bunch of days in a row too, leading up to Sunday last week. So last week, 100%, it was every single day. About the same here. What's up, Nathan? Garage was 86 the last time I looked. That's honestly not too bad. Obviously, it's not ideal, but I set up I set up a thing called Nightbot in here. We'll see if it populates. But you can try doing Boogeyman. Try writing exclamation mark first. How to go live once you hit 50 subs? I don't know. They changed that. I was seeing that someone wanted to live stream. I think you have to have 50 to go vertical, to do a live stream vertical like this. I don't think there's a limit. So it worked. Congrats, you won absolutely nothing except bragging rights. Hashtag first gang. So you can do, I set up like probably 40 different commands. I don't know. You can try doing exclamation mark commands, or I can try it. I don't know how long this is going to be because I set up a bunch of them, but going forward, see if this works. Oh, there's so many of them, it gives you a link. But basically I set up a bunch of stuff. I set up 2 timers. One of them, you can do exclamation mark Discord, and it'll give you the Discord link. And then I set up a timer every, I think it was 15 minutes maybe, just to like a reminder to like and subscribe. Oh, there's the Discord. Did that? I don't know if that picked up because I said Discord, or if that was gonna happen anyways. But I think I have a reminder it's like every 20 or 30 minutes for the Discord link, and then I have another reminder to hit the like and subscribe. I love golf and I'm 9. I'm way better than my dad. That's awesome, Nathan. Mini golf cart are still in here. You just gotta go if you hit 50 and you want to go live on your phone, you open up the YouTube app and you did that when it's on. Yeah, I think that's one of those that was on the timer, Boogeyman. Mini golf cart though, if you're in here and you want to go live, just like something like this, or like if you're on the golf course or whatever, just in your YouTube app, there's like a plus. There's a plus thing right in the middle on the bottom, and you can post a video or like a post, and there should be an option to go live. I think once you unlock it with the 50 subscribers. I'll run through a couple of these. Some of the commands are somewhat funny, but most of them are kind of like informative. So I have like all my different clubs. So you can do like all the commands start with an exclamation mark, but exclamation mark 3-wood, balls, Discord, driver, Facebook. You did the first one. Hybrid, hype, Instagram, irons, laptop, laser, light, like bomb, LM for launch monitor, mat, the members one is cool. Merch, projector, putter, putting, roll call, screen, shank tank, social, square, stance mat, sub, tape, tees, TikTok, Twitter, Venmo, wedges, and WITB, which stands for what's in the bag. But not that you need to do any of those, but if someone like happens to come in maybe and ask like a certain question of like, oh, what driver are you using or what irons are you using, you can just do like exclamation mark irons, and it'll show you. Repent your sins, people. Yeshua is coming. Look for the Father, Son for salvation. Okay. I've seen other people do this, but the reason why I want to do it is I've been asking people over the other live streams to like the video when I remember to do it without saying it every 5 minutes. So this will at least every 10 or 15 minutes, whatever I have it set to, it'll just kind of pop up in the chat and remind people to like and subscribe. There's no way though that I know. I mean, I just set it up. I don't know if there's any way to do anything like funny or like automate anything. It seems like you pretty much have to do like the command and then you have to type a prompt. So it's not like you can't do anything like ask for what like my score is or like what course I'm playing. I would have to type it in and change it every single time or like what hole I'm on. Obviously you could see that, but um stuff like that. I don't know there's any way to like pull it from what I'm doing. Um, People do it mainly. People use this for Twitch. People go live on Twitch to like game and stuff. And there's some other like automated stuff you can do. Oh, there's the other one that I have timed. So it's that one in the Discord. Um, every like whatever I set it to, that you'll see this Nightbot enjoying the stream, like and subscribe. I don't know. I think maybe who knows if that'll help or not, but maybe people reading the chat, it'll remind them to hit the like button, kind of thing. Thought it was kind of cool. Can't hurt, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one's cool though, ready? I'll have to change this if I get any new members or anyone drops out. That's kind of cool though. And some of the other stuff I have links. So for like irons or driver or anything like that, some of them I have links to Amazon that tells you the exact um, like some people in these putting streams they ask like what the mat is. So if they just type in whatever I set it up to hash or not hashtag but exclamation mark putting, I think it is, it'll post the exact link to Amazon for the putting mat. This one's kind of cool too. Works pretty quick too. They said once you go live, it could take up to 5 minutes for it to kind of get activated. But I think maybe over the next few weeks or so, um, you guys will get used to um, any of the commands that you can do. So like sometimes I don't, if I'm like playing outside or playing in the garage, sometimes I don't read chats for like a couple minutes while I'm playing or saying something. So if someone happens to pop in and like, hey, what projector are you using? You can just do exclamation mark projector and it'll give you the exact link to the projector. Same thing with like mat, stance mat, all that stuff. And like I did before, I had a feeling because I set up a bunch of them. If you want to know what else is available, you just do it's further up in the chat, but you do exclamation mark commands, and it'll tell you, I guess it'll give you that list of everything that I set up. Let's see how this one works. This one was rather long. I don't know if this is going to get cut off or not. Yeah, maybe I'll have to fix that one. Put commas in between, maybe. It kind of all gets bunched together. I tried to do separate lines. Oh, and it didn't even, it cut off my putter because it's too long, so I got to shorten that. I'll probably shorten TaylorMade to TM. I gotta shorten it and put commas in between, I guess. I did want to show you guys though. It was maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago when I bought. I never had hybrids for a while, and I got that uh, Rocket Balls 3 wood. I got it on second swing. I tried ordering that, and it was in really good condition. And they accidentally sent me this head. It's the stage 2 3 wood. There's a little bit of a toe scuff mark there from someone probably teeing it up a little too high, but it's still in like really good shape. Came with that. Basically, they sent me. So I tried to order the 3 wood that's in my bag, and they sent me the completely wrong thing. And I think they let me end up keeping it and send me the correct one. But you guys have probably seen this one. This is the shaft that was in my driver, the 3 wood shaft. The GSPro 73 gram stiff flex shaft. That's the one I took it off of this head. That's the one that I've experimented putting into my driver in the past. But I've been thinking about tossing that back with this head, which is I still have the sticker on it, but it's a RBZ Stage 2, so it's 2013, and it's a Tour head, so Tour, I don't know what TS stands for, Tour spec maybe. It's a 13-degree 3 wood, which is already lower lofted, and it's adjustable, which is really cool. So you have the torque wrench, and I can change it to higher and lower. This thing, I may mess around with it and put it in that shaft I just showed you. I know it's kind of close over here, but it's this GSPro one. Maybe if I showed it in the past with it in my driver, that's an actual 3 wood shaft. But thinking about tossing this in, and I think this sleeve on here, it's adjustable 2 degrees up and 2 degrees down. So it's possible. I've been kind of hitting, even with the 3 wood, kind of some overdone, missing my shot to the left kind of hooks. It is possible that I put in this 13-degree head and then turn it down a degree or two, possibly playing towards 11, 12 degrees. And I think that thing, it's going to be tougher to launch it, but that thing off the deck, if I get a hold of one, that could possibly go 250, 260, 270 rolled out, which would be kind of nice. I just thought about it because I know, honestly, I don't know if I've ever even hit that because they sent it to me and it was wrong in the first place. And then I contacted them and they sent me the one that they were supposed to send me in the first place. But it's a year newer and it's adjustable. So same thing that I did with my driver. My driver is 8 degrees and I turned it down to 6, which opens the face 4 degrees, which kind of neutralizes my left miss having the face more open. And it works the same way. If any of you guys out there have newer stuff where you can adjust your, mostly it's driver, but you can adjust your driver. If you have a pretty big slice, you can increase the loft, which will shut the face. So have the face more closed, start it a bit more left and neutralize some of the fade. Why am I lining up like that? Put it in the middle of the light green section, directly in the line with the hole. Well, this isn't directly in line with the hole. I mean, I could put it, I guess you're saying here. It's just kind of close over here. I mean, it's the same thing. First roast of my putting, I guess. I did title it Roast My Putting. That better, Julio? But all I'd say when I go back in the garage on Thursday and play, I may mess around with that 3-wood and see what we can get out of it. Because I don't, for the most part, like 2 for 2. Looks real good to me. If you're curious what putter this is, you can do !putter, and it'll give you the exact link to Amazon or anything else. !putting mat, merch. There's a bunch of them now. I just set this up. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's an Odyssey. You should be able to see it, but it's an Odyssey 2023 Odyssey White Hot Versa 1. My dad got this for me. He got a really good deal on it. He got this for me on eBay. I think it was towards the end of last summer. And believe it or not, yeah, it was towards the end of last summer because believe it or not, he got it. He got a really good deal on it on eBay. It came in, and on my old putting mat, it's just like a flat mat with like 3 holes and like the 2 bunkers behind it. If you've ever seen those, I tried it. I hit it for like 10 minutes on that the night it came, and then the next day I had an earlier 9-hole round scheduled, and I shot my best ever score using this putter for the first time, 2 under on 9 holes. And ever since then, this putter is awesome. I don't know if it's the grip, the shaft, the head, the insert, but whatever it is, maybe the length, this putter's been awesome. Stop making them, I can't roast you. It just fits me. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I get lucky. I've never gotten fitted and never got like custom clubs that uh, fit me exactly. But sometimes you get good deals on stuff and you just try it out. Kind of like what D-Lud was doing with the M1. You get a really good deal on something and just try it out. And maybe sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But this thing, as soon as it came, it just happened to, pretty much as soon as I got it, literally the very next day. Ever since, it was just a perfect match. And sometimes you get lucky like that. Same thing when I cracked my first Sim 2, but when I got that Sim 2, that took me a little bit of an adjustment period. I mean, driver's kind of touchy adjusting to a new one, but I knew pretty close to when I got it that driver was awesome. And now I've had 2 of them at this point, and I never hit that before buying it. So sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble and it works, sometimes it doesn't. You're the one with the club. Yeah, I know, I hear you, and I'm definitely I've been telling people like really skilled golfers, no matter what you're using, you can still be good. But sometimes it just makes your life a little bit easier, whatever the club is, whether you get a driver that just suits you or a putter. Instead of trying to, sometimes you come across clubs where, yeah, maybe you have it and you can use it, but maybe you just say, oh, I always hit this thing off the toe, or I always chunk this thing, or I always hit it thin, or I always hit it left, or always right. Sometimes there is something to how you can customize kind of some clubs. Putt with my driver? I don't think so. I could putt with this. I don't have. Never mind. I can't. I don't have the the wrench is in my bag. I was gonna put. I could have putted with the 3-wood, but I don't have the wrench, so I can't. The head's off of it. Might fire up the sim in a bit. Lots of rounds to play again. Yeah, every single week. I probably won't. Starting on Thursday, if I stick to my plan of not playing until Thursday, we'll see. Decapitated 3-wood. Yeah, kind of. I just showed it. I don't know if you were in here, Nate boy. I've had this for like 2 years, and I don't think I've ever even hit it, but I may mess around with this. This is a Second Swing sent this to me on accident. It's a TaylorMade RBZ Stage 2, so it's 2013, but it's a tour head, 13 degree 3 wood with the adjustable head. So I think I may put this on and turn it down possibly to 11 degrees, which is, I mean, most people play like 10.5 degree drivers. Um, Shorter shaft, so it won't go as far and I'm hitting it off the deck, but I may be able to, if I play that thing 13, turn down to 11, and I actually hit one the way I want to. I'm going to see some pretty good distance with that thing, I think. There's a missed one for you. Yeah, Second Swing, I like Second Swing. I bought a lot of clubs from them. Um, eBay is good too. Honestly, all my clubs beside my wedges are secondhand, like used. They were all used, really good condition, but you can save like half the amount of money versus buying something new. If you just search for some deals, you find exactly what you're looking for. There's a lot of good stuff out there. I've heard really good things. I've never bought anything, but the Callaway pre-owned site, which believe it or not, they have other brands besides Callaway, but I've had some buddies that buy stuff there where they say it's in like good condition for a really good price, and it comes and it's still brand new with the wrapper on it. So I would recommend Second Swing, the website. You can find some deals. The Callaway pre-owned site, you can definitely find some deals. And then on eBay, I like Global Golf and Quick Ship Golf. Their Dallas Golf is good too, but those sellers all have like a 500,000 positive reviews. They're very, very reputable. They're all like authorized dealers of all the clubs. So um, a lot of times you get the warranty that transfers over to you because they're authorized dealers. Like my driver was used, my 3-wood was used, my irons were used. Um, Driver hybrid irons, putter was used, and it's just those wedges. I got the wedges on Amazon that were really cheap, but they're forged and they're milled. So they were so cheap that I just bought them new. But besides the wedges, everything in my bag to save some money is used, really good condition type of stuff. And I take care of my clubs, so a lot of the stuff I have still looks really good in terms of condition. Unfortunately, whoever had this putter before me didn't have a head cover on it, so it's a little bit nicked up in terms of the paint, but it doesn't affect anything. Like the face and the insert still looks brand new. Um, yeah. I think that's the way to go. I mean, unless you're balling and you just got thousands of dollars to spend on golf clubs and you don't care. I mean, go for it. It's nice having new stuff, but if you want to get all the clubs in your bag for the price of like an iron set or less, you can definitely do it. Not you? Yeah, not me either. Kind of a crazy day yesterday. Flying Fat Kid hurt himself at the pool and messed up his elbow. Then I was watching D-Lud, and he almost got a hole in one and then almost broke the course record. He was throwing his hat. Tommy Fleetwood choked and almost won. And then pretty good Game 7 last night, and D-Lud's Thunder ended up winning the championship. I was rooting for him. I'm a Celtics fan, so I didn't have a dog in the fight. So D-Lud has said multiple times that a championship would do a lot for the city. So I was pulling for the Thunder, and they got it done at home in Game 7. I also got an albatross yesterday too. On top of that, got an albatross yesterday, and I almost holed that shot. That was what, 2 holes before when I had it was a pitch and wedge out of the deep rough through the trees, and it almost went in. And then 2 holes later on the 8th hole, I got a 2 on a 5 and I got an albatross. I dunked it, or I didn't dunk it, but I holed out from, it was my pitching wedge. It was 129 yards of raw carry. I don't know what the pin was, but call it maybe, it didn't roll much, maybe 132, 133, something like that. First albatross, though, is kind of cool. Hopefully Flying Fat Kid, though, will be able to get back in the game. He said, as of last night, I mean, it just happened yesterday, but his elbow looked like his knee. It was so swollen. He said it didn't really hurt unless he was, like, resting against something, so hopefully it's just, like, a bad bruise. But hopefully he's not out of commission for too long. But I think in terms of that 3-wood, turning it down from 13 to 11, it's essentially going to be a mini driver, which I've been carrying the ball. If I hit it good, 275, 280, low 280s in the air. If I get a hold of one, like I'm saying, I get a hold of one with that thing off the deck, it's going to be higher spinning, but I wouldn't be surprised if on like the really, really pure strikes, I get it up to about 250, 260, 270 carry, which will kind of come in handy on tee shots that aren't that great or kind of playing those longer SGT courses where you have like a 600-yard par 5. I may need to. If that's the case, I have a 3 hybrid. I just leave it in my bag. As of late, I've been going driver, 3 wood, which is 15 degrees, the one that's in my bag, and then a 4 hybrid, which is 22. But if I end up going my driver, which is now 8 degrees turned down to 6, then I could go this 3 wood, 13 turned down to 11, and then go 3 hybrid at 19 degrees instead of my 4 hybrid at 22. So I would go stronger lofted driver, stronger lofted 3 wood, and then 3 hybrid, and then into my 4 iron. May spread out my gapping a little bit better. Because the hybrids are a bit easier to hit. I've been debating possibly messing around with maybe a 5 wood or a 7 wood, but the way I have it now, like, there's a pretty big gap between my driver and 3 wood, and then there's really not a ton of difference between my 3 wood and my 4 hybrid, and then my 4 hybrid into my 4 iron. So it'd be nice to have a true 10 to 15 yard gap between clubs so you can cover more yardages. I don't know what a conventionally lofted 7 wood be. I would assume 17, 19 degrees maybe, or 5 wood rather. Conventionally lofted 3 wood is 15 degrees. Ideally, what I would have is driver at 6. There's 3 wood at 11. I'd have to check what my 4 iron loft is, but ideally I would have something right in between. Like ideally either adjustable 5 wood or 7 wood or an adjustable hybrid to where I can gap between whatever my 4 iron loft is and then right between the 4 iron and the 3 wood. 5 wood and 3 iron are about the same for me. I use the 5 when I need the carry. Because there are times, I guess, there's a handful of times when I'm playing where I hit, there's kind of like a weird distance where it's right in between. It's either like a strong 4 hybrid or like a softer 3 wood. And sometimes I do kind of hit like a 75, 80% 3 wood. But I would say probably 90% of the time, if I'm pulling my 3 wood out, I've got like 250 or more into the green, and I'm trying to hit it and run it up and get as much distance as I can. So I don't think that'll necessarily be an issue going from 15 down to 11. And I think the general rule of thumb is about 3 yards per degree of loft. So in theory, 12 yards more with the 11 degree 3 wood versus 15. I do think though, I don't know, I've never hit. I had an old 5 wood that was a hand-me-down Cobra, and it was regular flex. I hit that, but that's kind of tough to tell. I've never hit either a stiff or an extra stiff 5 wood or 7 wood, so it's kind of tough to say. I think I like woods. What happened to the my stream went black? Am I still going? Hold on, give me a second. Alright, we're back. Hey, what's up, Spike? Crocs, you're done. Nice roast. What's going on, Spike? Eagle School in the house. Guess I sat on my butt long enough. Time to get moving. Still on my end. I'm good. Yeah, it was weird. Like I have my another phone over here reading the chat from it, and the stream just went black and the chat froze. So I just restarted the app. Basically, I was saying I think I've never really hit like anything that would be remotely fitted to me in terms of a stiff or an extra stiff 5 wood or 7 wood. But I think I like the woods better than hybrids. Bigger face, easier to hit, easier to launch. They land a bit softer. The only problem you get into with the woods over the hybrids is you can get through some longer grass because it's heavier. The the hybrids are heavier, obviously closer to a iron. They're a mix between an iron and a wood. So woods are perfect with fairway lies. I guess out of the rough or out of the more thicker grass, the hybrid would be a bit better. But I think if I had to pick, if I could only go woods or hybrids, I'd probably pick woods. Have you been playing, Spike? Did you try have you tried Seadrum's new chip and putt backwoods? Staying busy, nursing back again? Backwoods would be good for you. That's right down your alley with the shorter holes, kind of like bootlegger's lair type of course. All the holes are like 30 to 75 yards or something. Got to 11 under at backwoods the other night. That's a good score. I haven't tried a full 18. I would like to think I could probably birdie at least half of them, but Big Dog has been playing that almost every day, trying to get to 18 or 19 under. His best right now is 17 under. No shot on beating that. So, as much as I would like, I'll try it once, but it would take me a year to try to beat Big Dog in terms of like trying to set a course record or put up a really crazy score. So, I may try it once, but honestly, there's not a whole lot of motivation after Big Dog put up 17 under. It is really good though to warm up. He's been using it to warm up. Some play, I tried the driver fitting and hitting it. It's been tough on my body. Like what driver fitting? Like you went to a store or something? Or is there like a new like capability in GSPro or something? You set up record attempt just in case. Is there any limit? Apparently not, because Big Dog's done it a bunch. I was asking D-Lo when he was doing that if it allows you to do 3 at a time. I didn't know if it locked you out after 3 or if you can just keep doing it. Where's the tour this week? I haven't looked where like the Pro Tour is or any of the SGT stuff. You turned down free tickets to US Open at Oakmont? Why? You're busy apparently? New Ping 440. My son's a tech rep for them. No secret sauce. Yeah. Raining too much? I've never been to a pro event. I just want to go, and I don't know why people go. I don't know if they don't know that much about golf. Obviously, those guys are really good, but to me, the people that are standing 10 yards to the right of people hitting on the tee box or even like irons are just out of their mind. They're still capable of hitting something slightly offline or hitting a shank, and you're getting a ball going 180 miles an hour into your body. No thanks. I would like to just go one time and hear what it sounds like for those guys to tee off. I heard it just sounds like it's just a different sound altogether. It's like we're not even playing the same game the way it sounds with the ball coming off their club. But I would definitely be standing either behind them or far enough to the side where it was literally impossible to get hit. I was watching yesterday though. Rory hit it, I think it was on 17 maybe. Rory hit it to the right and he was kind of along the cart path. Fleetwood put it in the same spot. But there were people like in front of him that he was like going over the edge of. Like he was in a really tricky lie out of like mud and long grass with like a bulkhead next to him. If he doesn't catch that 100% perfect and he happens to like thin it just a little bit, like you're not paying me to stand there within distance to get hit. It's nuts. Some of those people, I don't know. Set the record for Exeter. No one's has it yet. Yeah, I was debating. I was saying I don't want to hop on. D-Wood had a good idea. I've seen other people do the course record stuff, but D-Wood kind of has been doing a series about it. We've talked about it before, but some of those ideas to come up with like series and stuff are tough to come by. So I don't want to just hop on the bandwagon and kind of steal his thunder. But I mentioned I'll probably just do it for Exeter and maybe try backwoods once, and that'll probably be it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind. Exeter's got to be set by me. It's either got to be me or Seadrum. And I don't think Seadrum has very much desire to play Exeter, so. And I don't even know if I did Exeter, I may not even stream it, so I keep it under the radar. Because as soon as I put up a record, I'd be happy if I somehow got like 10 under, which would be a really, really, really good round for me. I don't even know if that's possible, but as soon as if I were to stream it and a couple of people come across it, then I get Big Dog putting up a 15 under, and then my course record's no more. I hit the SFT straight and longer, but not sure my body can deal every day. Yeah, I've seen basically I don't know. I don't buy into it's a lot of it's just marketing. The general rule of thumb is you give up for the drivers, you give up 1 yard per year if you hit it out of the sweet spot. I think if your driver is anywhere in the 3 to 5 year range, you're really not giving anything up. You got to get into the 7 to 10 year old type of range where I think you warrant getting something new. Yeah, the newer stuff is going to be more forgiving across the face. So if you're like most of us, high on the face, low on the face, toe, heel, you're going to get some more forgiveness. But if you think you're giving up like 50 yards with your driver just because you're going to go spend $600, it's not the case. It's all marketing. So if you have a 5-year-old driver, in theory, if you hit it dead center out of the sweet spot, you're giving up 5 yards. And it's not even, that's an average. You can look at PGA Tour average, and they're using all of the newest clubs every single year. It's about a yard per year, and sometimes it goes backwards. So Tyrese Halliburton, Pacers, yeah, he blew out his ACL. I saw that. Or not his ACL, his Achilles. You could see it pop. Get a free glove? Yeah, no thanks. Played with Chris Patton, the U.S. Amateur champ years ago. He hit the ball so hard, it screamed for help. Mine's from 2012, Cobra Biocell. Yeah, so you're giving up potentially 13 yards. When I was down in Florida, I was using a 2012 TaylorMade rocket balls, and I was still I hit really good drives the entire week. So yeah, maybe I'm giving up some distance, but for a club that I go down to Florida maybe once or twice a year, I'm not spending hundreds of dollars on a just to be able to possibly gain 10 yards. That thing still performs really well for being 2012. And yeah, I mean, an extra 13 yards would be nice, but 13 yards compared to even if you buy it used, $300, for me, I don't think it's warranted. But the driver I have here, it's a Sim 2, which is 2021. So in theory, I'm giving up about 4 yards, which to me, that's nothing. There's a 4 under record at Exeter for SGT, none for the tips. Who said it, Bogeyman? Who did the who put up the course record at Exeter? Is it someone we know? SFT kept you in the fairway and dad discount's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you're in like I said, you're in the territory where if that's your obviously your main set, that was down in Florida my backup set, like my old club, so I don't really care. But for the amount that you play in the sim and whatnot, if you're using a 2012, I know you don't hit driver a ton, but if you're using a 2012 driver as like your everyday gamer club, then yeah, you're in the territory. I think, like I said, 7 to 10 years you're warranted, so that may be worth it. But if you don't use driver a ton anyways, still though, I know your body doesn't love it when you do it, but Quettig, never heard of him. Even if you swing driver easy, obviously it's going to go further than a long iron or a hybrid or a wood. So if you're playing actual courses, you're still going to need it, and you can just swing it easy. You don't have to feel like you're going to destroy your body by swinging it as hard as you can. It's just about having the loft and the tech use it to your advantage to where you're hitting a 10.5-degree driver. Obviously, it's just going to go a lot further than a 5 iron at 20-something degrees. I wonder if that Quettig or whatever you say, I wonder if that's a local person. I can't imagine. Like, they played it. Seajum sent me a message. One of the SGTs played Exeter, and there was like a couple hundred people that played it and had to listen to the intro and whatnot. I don't know. Besides those people, I don't know who would necessarily be stumbling across that and trying to set a course record unless they live nearby. Just got clear for golf this afternoon after my torn Achilles. Feel bad for Halliburton. Nice TD. Yeah, that was nuts. Kind of brought back bad memories with. I'm a Celtics fan, so Tatum did the same thing in the what was that, the first round, second round of the playoffs. I really hadn't watched much. I don't mind basketball. Football is definitely my favorite. I'm a diehard Patriots fan, so I watch every single Patriots game start to end. And honestly, NFL, I watch most of the NFL games week to week. Like I watch the Monday night game, Thursday night game, Sunday night game, and then I'm watching the Patriots. If they're playing on Sunday, I'm watching the Patriots game, and most of the time I have Red Zone up the entire time too. So I watch definitely the most of NFL. Golf may be number 2 at this point, like the PGA Tour. NBA would be number 3, but NBA I only watch maybe 25 to 50% of the Celtics games throughout the season, just because I don't know. There's so many games, and they don't really try until the fourth quarter. And then I watched every single playoff game, but then Tatum blew out his Achilles, and that was it. But all I have to say, I hadn't watched since the Celtics lost. I really hadn't watched much of the playoffs until last night with Game 7. Bucks fans, same with Lillard. 3 guys in the playoffs tore their Achilles. Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on. I think it was on the auto putt with SGT normal. Was that what it was? Season's so long and they don't try. Yeah. Playoffs are awesome though. Yeah. I mean, the playoffs are honestly like March Madness is awesome because those guys actually care and they want to win. The playoffs, even some of the early rounds, like game 1 and 2, you don't even see them trying that much. But like last night, the intensity was there in terms of like similar to March Madness where they're actually like playing defense the entire game and like picking people up at half court type of stuff. Usually for most of the NBA season, you don't see that, which maybe for an average fan, you may not pick up on. You still like to see the people score and you watch LeBron and all that stuff and like the superstars. But I played basketball in high school and still play. I messed up my knee like 6 months ago. I may be done with it, but I was still basically playing up until this year. For someone that kind of knows a little bit about basketball, you can tell pretty easily if they're just mailing it in and they're not trying, which is just not like, why am I going to waste a couple hours watching guys that are getting paid tens of millions of dollars that seemingly don't care? And you can tell they're trying. They're like 50% trying. Another reason why I like the NFL so much, less amount of games. The season's relatively short. The games are relatively short, so you don't see a ton of plays where NFL guys aren't trying close to 100%. Everyone talked about LeBron James' wife happening to make the playoffs. What do you mean his wife? You think you're done after this injury? So did you tear your Achilles in playing basketball or what? I when was that? Like November? No, it wasn't November. It was like January or February, I think. I blew out my knee really good. I was driving to the basket and was kind of gathering, and as soon as I planted trying to go for a basket, my right knee just did like a zigzag, and I heard a crack, and it just like crumbled. So I 100% hyperextended it really bad, and I think I never went to the doctor, but I think I also either tore or partly tore my MCL, because even now, inside my right knee is still, the inside of it is more swollen than the left knee. So it's still probably not 100% right, but it's still like it hurts when I like bend down to like read a putt and try to like squat down. There's still some either like scar tissue or something in there that's not 100% right. Better off hitting irons in the sim and staying able to do things after. If I pound driver, I cripple myself too much to enjoy life or golf regularly. I think I'll hold off buying. Makes sense. Worth noting though, like I've been talking about this stuff with speed training. Um, if you just work your way up to it, you'll be able to do it. I hear you though. Like even me, driver is the most taxing to where like I did the hole in one challenge on Monday and I took like 700 shots, but they were all irons and I didn't feel as bad doing that versus playing like 36 holes like a regular course. It's just the fuller swings with either driver, 3-wood hybrid long irons where you're actually going after it. That's what really tears you up. But you could get used to it. You work your way up. Old man's tournament back in March, that sucks. Yeah, if you don't try in football, you get hurt. Basketball, protect your legs. Take it smooth. It's a good point. But I'm younger. I consider myself in relatively good shape. Like I lift weights almost every single day. Some weeks it's 7 days a week. Most weeks I would say 5 to 6 times a week. I'm lifting weights on top of golf. So like yesterday I recorded 2 videos, so I played 6 holes, and then I did 36 holes after, and then even after that, I did chest and back. So today I'm working out again. My body can probably withstand a little bit more wear and tear than the average Joe. Fell off of working out the last few years. I'm 36, need to drop weight and get back into it. Maybe I'll feel different. I mean, 100%. One of the things that I always say is you get into a habit, even if you just do it once, you never feel worse. It's never like you work out and you're like, wow, I wish I didn't do that. Every single time you work out, whatever it is, you always feel better after. So it's one thing to get in shape and be healthy and look good and all that stuff. It's also a lot about kind of mental health mindset type of stuff to where you just feel better. You're in a better mood, all that stuff with just working out. And like my workouts are not that crazy. They're intense, but they're not that long. So most of my workouts are 20 to 30 minutes lifting weights. And the program that I follow, it's set up to basically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I do one every single day. So I'm basically getting 2 to 3 weeks worth of the program in 1 week. But like I lift relatively, or not relatively, but I lift lighter than what I could. I'm not maxing out, so I err on the side of lower weight, higher reps. One, so I don't feel like a bus hit me the next morning, but two, if you're lifting lighter weights and you're doing more reps, you're not going to blow out and wear and tear on your joints. If you're trying to like power lift and like set PRs and lift heavy, you're gonna wear out your elbows, shoulders, all that kind of stuff. Time to fire up the sim. Have fun, Bogeyman. Feel good after. On my titanium parts, I just have limits. Too restricted for an old man. I hear you. I'll get there eventually. Hopefully not, but probably will. Yeah, lifting heavy doesn't help you a ton outside life. Occasional picking something up and setting it down. I think though, hope not. Yeah, me too. Um, I agree, but that's pretty rare, right? Like, I think you can still there's 2 ways you can build muscle and get strong. It's either lower reps and higher weight or um, higher reps and lower weight. So I think if you're saying like the once a year where you have to pick up a washing machine, I don't know. I don't know if I would say lifting heavy the entire year would help more or lifting lighter with higher reps would help more. I think it would be pretty comparable. But you can't also base your life off of picking up a washing machine or refrigerator once a year. Yeah, washing machine or fridge, yeah. Basically, basically saying that as you were typing that. I still think though, like you see the people that they do like calisthenics and whatnot, like tons of push-ups and stuff, and they like happen to go into a gym. Like you see YouTube videos every once in a while. They do a bunch of like body weight type of stuff, and then they go into a gym and they're like, "Well, what can you bench?" And like, "I don't know, I don't bench." And they end up putting up a pretty high weight just for that one-off time just to see. Like I think the uh, the lower weight, higher reps also translates to strength. You're just not doing it quite as often. Yeah, functional strength. I just like feeling like I think more than anything, I like the feeling like I'm improving. So like yeah, I mean I look pretty good and I feel pretty good. I'm pretty strong, all that stuff. But to me, I think it's more so kind of like the way golf is. To me, I think I'm more so addicted to feeling like I'm constantly improving because there's really no such thing as staying still. You're either improving or you're declining and getting worse. There's really no such thing in anything you do. Really no such thing as just kind of staying still. So I think I'm more so addicted either with golf or lifting, the feeling that like I'm actually making progress in the right direction and I'm doing something to make myself 1% better every day kind of thing. I think that's most of it. Whatever way of training safely is better than doing nothing. Yeah, 100%. Spike's running plan. If you see me running, help me catch them. Stop chasing me. Would be appreciated. But I have a set. I'm actually kind of in my little like workout area. I have a set. They're called power blocks. They're awesome. So I just work out at home. I have an adjustable bench that goes like up and down, flat incline. That was like $50 when I bought it at Walmart. I just have a bench and I have, they're called power blocks. They're adjustable dumbbells. They go from 5 to 90 pounds in each hand. And usually at the most, I don't go heavier than about 45, 55 pounds in each hand. But they're pretty awesome. They're similar to, if you ever seen the Bowflex ones that kind of have like the plates on them with the dial. They're about the same, but these things kind of look like, or I can even show you, these things kind of look like toaster ovens. So these are set, that's set to 25 right now. But this little selector thing, you just slide it out and it has a stand and they go from, like I said, 5 to 90 pounds in each hand. But these things are pretty awesome. I feel like I've never dropped them, but these compared to the Bowflex ones, I feel like if I accidentally did drop them, they're just solid pieces of metal. They're not going to break or anything, versus those Bowflex ones seem a little more fragile. But that's all you need. You need a bench, you need some weights, and you need about 20 minutes. Hit your mid-30s, you just work out at home. That's how it was for me. No more gym. Not everyone does, but I notice that a lot. I mean, the gym's nice in terms of equipment, like the wide variety of equipment, but I think more so the gym is the atmosphere where you see other people in the gym trying to improve and get better and push themselves. I think the gym atmosphere is the biggest thing, to where you're going in, you see other people working hard, so you want to work hard. I think that's the biggest appeal. But if you just, like, it's kind of cliche, but they say dedication is more important than motivation. I mean, almost every single day I don't feel like working out, but I still do it. So as long as you have the dedication and you're saying no matter how I feel, I'm still going to do it. If you have that anyways, it's not going to matter where you are, whether you're in your basement, in your room, or you're at a gym with other people around you. Personally, I've never had a gym membership. The only time I had a gym membership was when I was in college and you can just go to the gym for free. Even in high school, I worked out at home. I had a really nice set of resistance bands. Um, College, just because I was like on campus and whatnot, I would go to the gym and you're there anyways. And then ever since after college, I still work out at home. I don't like the having to go at a certain time when the gym's open. Um, you want to have a specific workout, kind of get in and do what you're doing. You got, if the gym's busy, you got people that are on a certain machine to where that's next up, but there's someone using it, so you got to kind of vary. You don't have to drive there and drive back. I think it's just better. It's more efficient. If you're looking to work out and just get it done, doing it at home's the way to go. What's up, Zach? Saw, dude. Saw. Thinking about a league, all the short courses like you were talking about. I checked the courses this week, and the par three and pitch and putt had like 200-yard par threes, too much for me. Um, yeah, I mean, it'd be cool as an option. I know there's some shorter leagues out there, but even that, even if the problem is you're gonna run out of choices. There's only so many courses. Like it's basically you'll have Seedrums courses, you'll have Bootleggers Lair, maybe Top of the Rock, but there's probably still some longer ones there. You're just gonna have to repeat courses if you want to do that, because your only other option would be play all the other courses in the par three setting. But like you're saying, you're in the middle of the fairway and you still got 200 yards. So I don't know. I set mine up though. I pretty much do the middle tees. I try to stay to around 6,000 yards. So most weeks I do the white tees. I do 8-foot gimmies, which is really forgiving. And most of the time I set up the course pretty easy in terms of like firm fairways, soft greens. At the most I'll go normal. There may be a few weeks here where I want to switch things up and like just try some harder greens. But for the most part, I'm doing like the middle white tees, normal, or firm fairways to get a little more roll and soft greens. Then I go 11 stimps and 8-foot gimmies. So people that are really good, like JT Walsh plays in my league. He shot 15 under at Gilded Dunes. He wins. That was his fourth time win in my league. But someone like that, they have no problem moving up a couple tee boxes. And then someone like Boogeyman Bill, who plays a lot, who doesn't hit it quite as far, still feels, yeah, it's not ideal, but still feels comfortable enough to be able to enjoy like the middle tees. So try to make it as inclusive as I can to where the most amount of people can play and enjoy it. But I mean, what does C Drum have at this point? You could see maybe Spike the way you would do it is the junior tees instead of the par three tees. You could find just the courses on GSPro that have really short junior tees, possibly. I play all courses set up as part of 3, so I know the shorter ones. I was thinking keep it under 150. Yeah, I mean, basically, you could just call it so people know what it is. Just call it like the Spikes Blue Collar Chip and Putt League or something like that, so they know what they're getting into, or 150 yard and less league or something like that. But basically, you'll have all of C Drum's courses, or at least most of them. There's a couple longer holes at Jurassic Park, but you could just do the junior tees, and then after that, you just may have to repeat some courses. Cool thing I think about the league is I pick, and pretty much everyone does, you pick a different course every single week, and us playing the normal courses, you got so many to pick from. So I don't think I'll probably never repeat the same course twice. A lot out there. It's just cool. The league is cool. I have a tough time fitting them all in between recording videos and all that stuff and playing the SGT Tour events, doing scrambles. I have a tough time fitting in and playing all the leagues every single week, but it is cool compared to like the regular SGT where you're competing against I guess JT Walsh is in my league, so maybe not the best example, but the leagues are where you have people that you actually know that you're competing against on the leaderboard. So it's kind of cool with people that you actually know versus a bunch of random people in the regular tours. Playing short courses, walking around with a beer and a few clubs is a great time. I don't have a ton of those around here, but yeah, when I go to Florida, they call them executive courses. Um, I'm only usually there for a week or less, so they have really nice championship courses which are longer. So I try to play those. But yeah, the get yourself like a Sunday bag with like 3 or 4 clubs, and on a nice day go walk around. That is nice. I don't have a lot. I'm in New England, so I don't have a lot of those around here. Um, I don't think I have any that I can think of. Or there's one. There's one par three course. Um, but the problem is with those, they're really not that much cheaper. It's still going to be probably 20, 25 bucks to go walk 9, which I can go walk 9 at a nicer regular course. So I usually just do that instead. Really struggle with putting on the square. I blast so many past the hole. Ryan, you should try. I have it in my Discord. If you want to join the Discord, there's a mile per hour putting chart, which is really good. So instead of putting based on feel, so like you trying to feel what a 15 putt should be on 10 stimps, if you convert over to hitting all your putts, like getting your body and your mind used to saying, all right, I need a 5.5 mile an hour putt. any stimp that you switch to, it won't matter because you're basing everything based off of the miles per hour. But there's a really good chart out there. It's on my Discord. You can download it and print it. I've been still meaning to do that, but you can switch over to, instead of like feel based on feet, you can go feel based on miles per hour, and that'll help your lag putting and your distance control a ton. Yeah, so right here, I actually set this up. Here's the link right here. There's a link to the Discord. It'll pop up in a second. Imagine there are a lot of folks like me who like to play shorter. There's some leagues out there, Spike, that are like 50 plus, 60 plus. I think there's some shorter leagues out there, which you could just join those. But I know it's fun having your own too. I've definitely seen like there's par three leagues. I'm pretty sure there's pitch and putt leagues, which you're basically talking about. Square putting is like glass in courses. I pinned that. If you join the Discord, Ryan, I pinned that chart, which I said you can download it and print it. I pinned it in the Square channel on the Discord. It should be somewhere pinned like that you can easily see it. But like D-Lud, I think the chart was originally Joe Legowski put it out. D-Lud's been doing it for a while, but if you ever watch D-Lud, if you're familiar with him, he just goes from stimps like 8 to 10 to 12 to 13, like no problem, because he's dialed in with his miles per hour. So he's really, really good at, his lag putts are always right around the hole, because he just has trained his head to say, all right, I have a 20-foot putt on 11 stimps. That needs to be 10.5 miles an hour. And then he says, okay, 10.5 miles an hour. And he goes back into his memory bank and says, okay, what does a 10.5 mile an hour putt need to be? And then based on trying to say, you try to do conversions based on, all right, I have a 10-foot putt on 10 stimps, which needs to feel like 8 feet on 11 stimps or whatever. There's a lot more variance and guessing game trying to do it that way. You can be more scientific with the miles per hour. All right, folks, I think I'm going to get out of here. Speaking of, we were just talking about working out. I got to work out, continue on with my day, get some more stuff done. So I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I don't know. I'm not going to be playing on the sim. It's just so hot. I'm probably not going to be out there. At least my plan. I'm not going to be out there until Thursday. It's going to be, today was like low 90s. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 97, 98, 99, like higher 90s. So it'll be like 110 in the garage. And then Wednesday's supposed to be again somewhere around low 90s. And then Thursday goes down to like 70, 75, which will be way more bearable and way nicer than 90 degrees. So planning on taking some days off, and I'll get back after it in the sim on Thursday. Spray my yard, but it's too hot here. Yeah, I just been staying inside, hence the putting stream. But I'm out of here. Shout out to the members. Appreciate you guys watching. Join the Discord if you want to talk golf, sim golf, mess around with some people, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Mini split. Yeah, mine's not insulated though, which is the issue, so that's the whole nother cost of insulating, but I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching.